I see, hey guys, so the thing is that you have to realize that if you're not speaking words today, then you're not really living. In a sense, so those people who really speak words every single day as much as possible are the ones living life to the fullest. You understand? So the more words you speak every single day, the more your business and communication and spirituality and mindset and focus and concentration and your development is going to move forward because you're speaking words. And now the more you speak words in the planet, I promise you, the more you create this big vibrational feel about life, and it's more energy. So you have to realize, you have to understand that more words equals more energy. You understand? So the more words you vibrate into the planet every single day, and the more content you do in terms of words, I promise you, the more you can make and the more you can actually get to wherever you need to go, because words will help you to understand that. You see guys, if you want to get anywhere with life, you have to understand that the words will always get you to where you need to be. You understand? So the thing is that everyone's successful to the point they speak words. You understand? So you have to realize that those people like Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Osho, I mean, there's so many people out there who have spoken so many words out there, and the reason they spoke so many words is because they find reasons to speak words, and because they find reasons to speak all these words, they start developing a sense of attitude around life that's going to help them to achieve everything that they need to achieve, because only words can help you to manifest that. In a sense, so the more you find the direction in words, and the more you realize that the words are the way of life, I promise you, the more you can actually speak and the more you can actually do whatever you need to do. You see guys, if you're not pushing yourself to speak words, then you're not going to take action upon what you want out of life. In a sense, so if you're a smoker, or if you're a drug addict, or if you are somebody drinking caffeine or alcohol, you have to understand, you have to realize something, that if you are speaking those words, okay, you have to understand that the words will show you the way. Okay, the words will show you the ultimate way on how to discipline yourself to get away from all that stuff. You understand? So the thing is that all you have to realize is the truth is always set free in the words. You understand? So nobody can take your words away from you. You understand? You have to understand that if you want to get to better places in life, or if you want to speak your mind, or if you want to communicate on a daily basis in a better way, then you have to understand you have to speak words, because words will only ever find you in a better place in terms of where you need to go. You see, this is the thing about life, guys. You have to understand, you have to make common sense. And the only way you can make common sense today is to communicate everything. You understand? You communicate as much as possible, and when you communicate, you'll make more common sense. It's just so simple. You understand? So when you give advice, or when you give some words of wisdom to other people, whatever it is, you have to understand it comes in the form of a package, like knowledge, for example, and knowledge comes in all formats. You understand? Your phone is knowledge. You are knowledge. Apparently everything is knowledge around you. And now where you invest your time into grows. You understand? So you have to realize that you have to invest your time into better people who give you ideas about knowledge, about everything around life, so that you can understand business, and so you can understand everything about life itself. You understand? So you have to understand, you have to surround yourself with knowledge that's going to get you further to where you need to be. You see guys, you have to understand something, that in life you can never be stuck. You understand? You can only ever go the free way. You can only ever manipulate things in a way that you can communicate on a daily basis what you need to communicate. But you have to realize that if you speak something into the planet, I promise you, it creates this massive vibration. You understand? So the more you speak, the more vibration you have. You understand? It's just so simple like that. You have to understand, you have to understand that if you want to attract your soulmate, or if you want to attract something around life, you have to speak the words of that. You know, you have to understand that you have to put power into words, and you have to push yourself to speak words. And when you push yourself to speak words, you just vibrate on a better field. You know, so if you want to have happiness, or if you want to have health in your life, or if you want to have anything in life, then you have to be able to speak those words. You know, you have to understand, you have to push yourself for that. You see, the thing is that you have to realize that it's not about that, okay? It's not about that in terms of what you think it is. I promise you, what it is, it's much more better than that. You have to understand it's something that you have to realize that there's a spiritual field around you, and you have to step outside the box to actually find it. You understand? So when you find that backtracking field of energy that you have right now inside of you right now, it's everywhere around you. You understand? You have to understand that you have to magnetize to that, and the way you do that is you speak words, and the way you do that also is to make sure that you do something around helping yourself to be creative. In a sense, so when you're creative, like I am right now with you in terms of speaking these words to you, you have to understand that because I speak words to you like this, it's because I'm being creative in some kind of way. You understand? So creativity is what success is, and the more creative you get, the better your success. You guys have to understand that every single day you have to unlock your potential, and the best way to do that is to express yourself as much as you can. Expressing yourself, loving life, making sure that you're doing something great in terms of being something even greater than you are. You understand? So making sure every single day you're doing something to speak your mind, making sure you're being a creative type of individual every single day, doing something that's going to help other people, for example. But the thing is that what helps people the most is words. You understand? So there's nothing in the planet that helps people more than words itself. You understand? Because there's a lot of misinformation going around about things, and you have to find your way through life in terms of making sure that you remove obstacles from your life so that you can go a certain direction that is going to be easier for you to live life, but also more affordable. You understand? You see, guys, I'm not saying for you to believe my words, but you have to believe more words. You understand? You have to believe more in words. You understand? So make sure you understand, never stay stagnant on one individual or one entity. Make sure that you spread around everything in terms of your energy and spreading your vibes everywhere. You understand? So the thing is that you have to realize that if you go somewhere inside of yourself, I promise you, you'll find something magnificent. And it's the ability to speak words. I mean, do you understand? So Oprah Winfrey has it. Tony Robbins has it. I promise you, many people in the world can speak words. You understand? And that's the only success there is. I promise you, there's no greater feeling in life than being able to speak your mind, to be able to speak those words. I promise you, when I speak these words, I feel incredible. Do you know how incredible I feel when I speak words? Or when I speak words into music, and then I just create something out of music, and then I can express myself through that. I promise you, it's the best feeling. You guys understand why people smoke cigarettes, for example? You have to understand that they are afraid, okay, of their feelings. You understand? They're afraid of feeling groggy when they wake up. So you have to understand, because they're afraid of their feelings, they're not communicating something even better. You understand? They're not communicating words in that situation. So for example, you have to understand that back in my life when I was a smoker, okay, you have to realize something about my life. You have to understand that I was very scared. I was very scared of waking up and feeling those feelings. You understand? And when I feel those feelings, it's more because of how I feel that I start to smoke cigarettes. But then I was scared to even speak words. You understand? Even though I was not afraid. You understand? But the thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is that there's a better way. You understand? You see, the ultimate way of living life is creativity. So if you can be creative in daily life every single day with your words, or with music, or with painting, or with creative arts, or anything with design, images, or anything in terms of photography, or whatever it is, to just inspire the world. You understand? To make sure that you have a vision where you can go out there and speak into seminars of people, and you can be a public speaker in front of those people, and you can realize that it's much more about helping yourself to really live life on a daily basis every single day, the more you can, every single day, living the best life you can. You understand? Because that's what it's about. And you have to understand that people want to block your communicational skills, and that's fear. You understand? So when people try to block you from speaking words, that's what fear is. You understand? That's what is fear. You understand? So that's what you have to understand. You see, guys, if there's one thing I've learned in life, it's never swear at other people. You understand? I promise you, it will never get you anywhere. I promise you, swearing at other people never gets you anywhere, okay? You have to understand that swearing at other people, I promise you, if you swear at other people, the situation will only get worse, you understand, if you swear at other people. I see now, you can just imagine this kind of communication. Fuck you, motherfucker, fucking bitch, fucking idiot, fucking asshole, fucking stupid asshole, fucking dickhead, whatever it is. I appreciate it, just fucking stupid, isn't it? I appreciate that's stupid communication, you understand? I appreciate you have to understand that if you want to have a greater attitude, I appreciate that's the way. You understand? Having a greater attitude, making sure you're not cursing like that, making sure you're doing something even better. You understand? Never be someone who's swearing at other people. You see, you have to understand that what makes someone intelligent is their ability to be creative. You understand? So the thing is that words and being able to speak words is a creative it's a creative art form. You understand? So the thing is that because I speak to you right now, you have to understand I'm being creative in my words. You understand? So this creativity helps people to understand my voice, but it also helps people to understand my tones, and it helps people to understand my IQ, which is the words said in this audio program. You understand? So the thing is that EQ has everything to do with action. So for example, when I say I'm a non-smoker and then I do it, you understand? I'm a non-smoker and now I never touch cigarettes again. And because I never touch cigarettes again, that means that's my EQ, which is emotional intelligence. You understand? So now you understand what IQ is, which is the words, and EQ is the action you do around your IQ. You guys have to understand that the only thing that there is in life and everything that there is in life is words. I promise you, everything's created through words. You have to understand, God said this, said create all the trees out there, and everything was created in terms of all the trees. And then God said make the sun, and God made the sun. You know why? Because he spoke the words of the sun. But then, for example, he said make all the real estate in life, in terms of life, and everything was real estate. Apparently then he said make rainbows out there, and guess what? Because he spoke the words, and because God spoke the words, the rainbows came into heaven. Yes, and so you have to realize everything is a metaphor in life, everything is grammar, everything is literature, everything is knowledge. And you just have to devour yourself into common sense and knowledge every single day and dig deep into the knowledge, you understand? And when you dig deep into that knowledge, you speak words out of it and you become a success. You see, the reason why they are not so successful is because they're not speaking words. Apparently they are speaking words, but they don't realize what their words can do for them. You understand? And that's why those people who understand my words and where they can go and how much people's hearts I can touch with my words, you have to understand that's where I want to be. Apparently that's where I need to be, that's where I must be, and that's what I'm doing now. You understand? So I want to touch you. I want to touch you through my words. I want to make sure that I express my gratitude for you for listening to this audio program so that I can help to express something. And I want to express that you guys have greatness in you. You got something so talented in you, and it's your words. I promise you, if you just use your words and you cultivate your words and you cultivate the message of life, which is your words, and you go and speak words into the planet, I promise you, you will attract whatever you want. And you will attract everything you need. Do you know why people are not doing better than before? It's because they're not speaking more words than before. You know, so the thing is that you have to realize that you are the sum up of all your words. You know, you are more than that, but you have to realize that your success is how much words you've done in life. Your success is how much words you've spoken. You know, so you have only ever learned in life by speaking words. You know, so that's where you can see so many blockages and why people, for example, don't speak words. You can tell, for example, there's a guy out there, or there's a woman out there, or there's a little kid out there who is looking at their mum and father, or they're looking at other people, and they're not speaking words to them. You understand? And that's where they're not learning. Okay, they're learning by observing, but they're not learning intellectually what they need to do, because only by speaking words can you ever learn. You guys have to understand that my success is the words I've spoken. Yes, and you have to understand that. So because I say it, it's because it's what is. You understand? So the thing is that if I want more success, I have to speak more words into the planet so that I can get to a better place with my words, so that I can take more action, so that I can really overcome fear, so that I can overcome everything in life. And the only way to do that for myself is to speak more words and be creative through my words, and to be able to speak words in a way that I'm creative, and to do something that I've never done before, to go somewhere that I've never gone before, and to live like I've never lived before. In a sense, so I want you to memorize that in a way that you speak words of that, and make sure that you understand that you talk a different way every single time if you want to get to a different place every single time. For example, guys, I promise you, those people who are living the life because they're trying to help other people. You know, so you have to understand that when I get into my journal, I start writing all these words down. And because I write all these words down, I get creative with myself, and I see exactly where I'm at in life, and I see exactly how much I'm succeeding right now because I'm speaking these words into the planet. And because I'm speaking these words into the planet, I know that I'm manifesting something greater for myself, because my words are showing me the way. I realize my words are speaking the way for me. In a sense, so you have to realize that when I read something, I'm writing notes down. I'm trying to understand what people are talking about by writing notes down. And when I say writing notes down, I'm just talking words over those people. And when I talk words over people, even when they're speaking out to me or whatever it is, I realize I learn like that. You know, and this is how I learn. Do you guys know why there are drug addicts in life? You have to understand, because they're not speaking enough words. Do you understand? They're not speaking enough words, and that's why they've fallen in life so much that all they have to do is pick themselves back up with their words. And when I say that, I just mean that they need to speak more words into the planet to be able to understand what they're doing. Yes, and so if you want to make common sense in life, then the only way to make common sense is to speak words. Yes, and so for example, everything I've done on YouTube or social media today, it's because of you that I understand something, okay? But it's because of myself for doing the content for you that I understand how to help you. I understand how to help myself because I've spoken the words of that. Yes, and I've spoken something so different to other people that nobody is talking about it in quite the way that I am. You understand? That's what makes me unique. Do you guys know how to live like James Bond? For example, you can be a woman and it doesn't matter. You can still be James Bond, the woman. You understand? But the thing is that if you want to live like Mission Impossible, or if you want to live like James Bond 007, you have to understand there's a theory about that. And the theory is, stay away from places where there's earthquakes. Stay away from places that are tsunami driven. You understand? Stay away from places where there could be a tsunami. Stay away from places where you can fall, okay, and hurt yourself physically. Stay away from places that poison your body. Stay away from people. You understand? Stay away from people as much as possible. You understand? Avoid people. You understand? And avoid places where they go. You understand? Go in a new direction. But that's what James Bond and Mission Impossible does. You understand? So you have to realize that. You know the theory about life? I mean, the theory that you're a metaphor, you can go places, you can do things, you can communicate, you can have whatever you want. I mean, doesn't that sound good to you? You have to understand, it sounds good when you're speaking words. You understand? But the thing is that there's many people out there in life who are not expressing themselves enough. And because they're not expressing themselves enough, they're losing and they're not growing as fast as they can. You understand? That's why you have to understand that I'm always constantly writing things down. Because when I write things down, I implement it and I take action about it even faster than other people. And that's why I'm understanding that I get my knowledge from certain resources every single day about mind, about psychology, about spirituality, about sales, business, everything to do with helping myself to grow. You understand? So self-education is where I go for all my needs. You guys have to understand that sometimes in life things don't work out the way you want them to, you understand? But that's because of something that you're doing that's preventing your growth, you understand? So the thing is that what people miss out on in life is seeing the treasure in them. They don't see that they have treasure inside of themselves. They don't see that they have something so magnificent inside of themselves, that something magical is going to happen, that something so interesting about life is going to happen. And they don't have that enthusiasm anymore. Because the thing is about them, you have to realize that they're just afraid. They're afraid of life. They're afraid of things, and they're very ignorant about things. And the only way to get through the message of what I'm trying to say is that those people have to be speaking more words into the planet so that they can overcome all that. You guys understand something about this right now. You have to understand, don't go their way. Go the words way. Go the speaking words way. I promise you, the more words you speak, the more you vibrate. I promise you, the more you can see what to do, okay? You have to realize that it's more about expressing your nature. I promise you, it's more about teaching other people. And when you teach other people so much more than you are right now, I promise you, that's what development is. I promise you, that's what true implementation is. I promise you, when you understand common sense. I promise you, there are people out there with no common sense. I promise you, there are people out there, because they have no common sense to some regard, I promise you, it's because they haven't spoken the words of common sense in that scenario. You understand? So you have to understand that if you want to make common sense, you have to read more, you have to speak more words, and you have to understand every single day, jot things down. I promise you, write your thoughts down. I promise you, it's going to help you so much in life. I promise you, it's going to help you to implement action into your life. I promise you, it's going to help you to go certain places, to do certain things, to help yourself in many ways that you've never done before. I promise you, the only thing that about you right now is that you probably have these limiting beliefs in your life, that you can't do it, that you can't make it, that you can't do something that they can, that you can't achieve your goals because of something that's preventing you. I understand that. I've been through that in my life. And you have to understand that you're not speaking words much more. And that's what's preventing you from you not growing. You understand? That's what's preventing you from not making common sense. So the more words you speak, the more you can overcome those barriers. I promise you, that's what I'm trying to say. I promise you, if you want to be your best version, I promise you, speak more words, and you will make more common sense around everything. You understand? And that's the only way. You see, when I write in my journal, for example, this is what I speak out in my journal. I see where I'm going. I understand what they're talking about. I understand exactly how to go about this. I understand exactly how to do this now. I understand that this is where I must go. I understand to achieve this, I must speak more words. And because I achieve this, I understand exactly what I must do to understand that exactly in terms of everything about that. So what I'm saying is that all I'm trying to do in my journal is make common sense with myself about certain things around life. So I hope that you understand this message. I hope that you understand that all I'm trying to do is speak words. I promise you nothing else. I promise you, I'm trying to help people grow through words. I'm trying to help people to understand something around words so that they can help other people with words, because words is so powerful. I promise you, the most powerful act in life in terms of everything that you are is the words you speak. I promise you understand that when you speak so much words into the planet every single day, I promise you that's what gets you to places. I promise you that's what gets you into the heaven. You understand? Approaching heaven is where you speak words. I mean, words is everywhere. You understand? I promise you, everything is defined by words. You understand? So you have to realize that if you want to do anything in life to help yourself to really achieve life in a better way every single day, you have to understand words is the way. You have to understand every single day. I mean, guess what? You have to understand. Do you know those people at seminars, for example? I promise you, when you go to a business seminar or sales seminar or real estate seminar, do you know what they're speaking there? I promise you, they're speaking words. I promise you, that's all they're doing. I promise you, that's what they stick to. I promise you, they stick to the words of that, and guess how they make money? I promise you, they make money by speaking words. So that person says, I can offer you this at this price. And how did they do that? They spoke the words of that. You understand? And then they say, this is how I can help you here. This is what you can do for me here. And then you have to realize, then I want you guys to stand up in terms of who can afford it right now and go to the back of the room. And guess what? Once you go to the back of the room, please associate yourself with my employees over there or my friends over there or whatever it is. And make sure you understand something. They're more your friends than your employees. You understand? So the thing is that you're not trying to make employees in life. You're trying to make friends. You understand? You have to understand that it's more about friendships than it is about employees. You know, so if your company is growing in terms of whatever it is, in terms of whatever you're doing, you have to understand that all you're doing is words. You know, you're not doing anything else. You make words the sole basis of your life. You know, make words your direction. You know, if you want to set the sail, as Jim Rohn says, you have to understand that if you want to set the sail, you have to set the sail in words. Words change direction, don't they? I can go this way, I can go that way now. I mean, do you see how fast I changed the sail of my yacht? You know, since the thing is that my boat has a sail, right? I changed the sail. So I change the words and I go that direction. I keep changing over time. I keep changing. Do you know how I change? I change through the words. I change because I'm so different with my words every single day, and that I'm trying to teach other people some words of wisdom so that they can help themselves to succeed in their own business life. I promise you, if you don't have a business in life, then what do you have? I promise you have to understand that all you have in life is the word you speak. I promise you understand? That's your word. That is your word. In a sense, so when you stick to your word, I promise you, it's so powerful. In a sense, so you have to realize, have you ever heard that saying, stick to your word, do what your words say? In a sense, so the thing is that don't do exactly as your words say, okay? Stick to your words, okay? Stick to your word. I promise you, when you stick to your word, that is your integrity. So if you speak more words, that is your integrity. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have to understand that all you're trying to do is make common sense around your communicational skill so that you can teach people the fundamental basics of how to live life. You understand? So that's what a life coach does, or anybody who's trying to help teach someone, is teach people how to live life. You understand? Teach people how to do things. You understand? So if you teach people how, of course, they're always going to appreciate you because you gave them something to appreciate you about. And what did you give them? You gave them your words. Of course, all the music I've ever made in my life is because I spoke the words of that. You understand? So when I make music, for example, first I say to myself, hey, go make music. I say that with my words. That's what helps me to drive myself to take action. So I say to myself, Danny, go do some music now. And then I pick up my laptop. Now, when I pick up my laptop, I don't speak any words there. You understand? But I have to be always speaking words. You understand? But the thing is, what I'm trying to show you something is when I say, Danny, go get the laptop now. Danny, go and make music. Okay? So then I go and get the laptop and I go and start making music. And then I make sure that when I have a sound, okay, you've ever heard sounds before in your life. You understand what I mean when I make a kick and when I make a sound happen. I start writing about it. You know, I say to myself, does this sound good? Does this sound the way I want it to be? What do I have to change in order for this sound to sound really good? You know, so I do certain things around the sound. I try to manipulate the sound to my liking, not to other people's liking. I'm not trying to do something in regards to what they like. I try to do something in regards to what I like to hear. In a sense, so everything that I've made in terms of my music has been because it's something that I like to listen to. You know, it's not because of other people. You know, I'm not making music for other people. I'm making music for myself so that I can listen to the joy of my life, which is my music when I create something. So my music is my words. You understand? My true music is my words. And if I didn't speak those words to myself to get the laptop and to start making music, okay? If I didn't say the words, Danny, start making music now, then I never would have made the decision to start making music. I never would have taken the action to start making music. So that's why words are so powerful to make common sense around life, isn't it? You know, so if you want to make sure that you're helping other people, or if you want to get to better places, or whatever it is, I promise you the only way you can do that is to manifest words into your life. I promise you that's what gives you meaning. I promise you that's what gives you eternity. That's what gives you something that is incredible around life. So you have to realize that I'm so wise in the words. You can tell that I'm very wise in terms of what I'm saying. You understand? Because words are wise, aren't they? You have to understand the words of life lead you in all places. I mean, go get a dictionary and look at all the directions you can go in. You can go in contentment, you can go in integrity, you can go speak words, you can go in any definition you want to live life in. You understand? Whatever it is, apparently everything has a definition. You understand? God has many definitions around what God is. So if you dwell upon one area of words, you understand, and you stick to that one area of words, I promise you, you'll be successful. Because why? Because you spoke the words of that. You understand? So if you choose the direction with your words, I promise you, if you go that direction where you want to go in words, I promise you, if you speak the words of that, I promise you, you're successful. That's all I want you to understand.